When we announced that we were coming, there were an awful lot of skeptics, and for good reason, because there had been a lot of flops. And some very good agencies had tried it, and after 2-3 years, they just said, we can't work here. We're not going to make it.
Actually, a good friend of mine, a fellow that I played tennis with in Connecticut, at a goodbye party for us, took me aside and said, Billy, you're making a terrible mistake. Our agency set up an office in Chicago. It was a total failure, and as have every New York agency that's gone out there. He said they seem to reject transplants in Chicago. We came anyway.
We sell or else. That was, in a way, the secret weapon of the agency, and that fit in very well with the Middle Western values.
When David founded the agency, he founded it on a set of principles of things he believed in, the way he thought an organization should run, and a set of values.
My view of why Ogilvy succeeded in the Midwest goes back to values. I mean, I think David, hired partners and had a set of values of respect for the consumer, respect for the different cultures of the world.
There was not this kind of, I'm going to go to a new city and I'm going to tell them how to do everything.
That's when the peach pie ad came out. All of our, the 69 employees' names, and lucky me, I'm still here, from the original 69.
In the first week we were here, there was a knock at our door, and a neighbor who we had not met arrived with a picnic basket full of a wonderful dinner and said that his wife had the peach pie that went with it in her oven, and he would bring it back.
The headline is, "Thanks for the Peach Pie, Chicago." Ogilvy and Mather has just opened a full-service advertising agency in Chicago with 43 Chicagoans and 21 old hands from some of our other offices. First, a big thank you for the Chicago-style experiences described below, then a word and a small offer to anybody interested in what we're up to here.
We can go across geographies, all geographies, and we do. We can go across disciplines, and we have and we will. But the thing that unites everybody is a common set of values and beliefs.
In all the other agencies I've worked at, I never understood why they were founded. There were never, the Ogilvy-isms.
Are you a hard worker? There's a saying in Scotland that hard work never killed a man.
So I showed up at Ogilvy as a summer intern knowing nothing, just to show up and do whatever they asked of me. And I think in the first 3 days there I pulled 2 all-nighters.
I didn't even finish my paperwork before I got thrown into a project the first day.
I was terrified. I never saw people work that long, that hard, or that intelligently.
We were always understaffed, so we had to work hard. Well, that wasn't a matter of that wasn't a matter of choice.
I always feel like we're working towards the same goal. Criticism comes not because somebody wants to shoot another idea down, but because we're all working towards the same goal and helping one another get there.
And it's never about egos or one person having a better idea than someone else. It's so focused around the good of it all that there's just a respect and a teamwork that happens.
There's always people congregating, working together on projects. I love the blackboards with all the ideas.
Everything going up on those boards and the conversations that are had around those boards and the ideas that are brought, it's not just a creative exercise, it's anybody who's in it.
Advertising agencies, marketing companies, I never know what to even call us these days. But they're all about ideas.
You walk through the halls and the boards are up. Everything that people are working on right now is always in your face.
It breaks down those barriers and those walls and actually encourages a little bit of messiness and experimentation and exploration, no matter who you are and what you do. So a good idea can come from anyone.
Ogilvy and Mather, one agency indivisible. Ogilvy and Mather, one agency indivisible.
I'm a web developer. I mostly do Flash, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, pretty much anything you could ever find in a website.
I'm part of the 360 digital influence team.
We were the first agency to launch a new car on Facebook.
Specifically, my discipline is experiential marketing.
Nightlife marketing, sponsorship activation, entertainment activation.
Everyone is adapted with the new realities of how to communicate. And to me, that's just the challenge, which is, and it goes back to why Ogilvy should always succeed in this environment, because we've always been a brand that believed in change.
Rather than rubbing our hands and saying, oh my goodness, how are we possibly going to deal with all this new stuff that we don't have as much experience with? Instead, we say, hooray.
Are you having any fun? I've noticed that agencies which are full of fun and foment seem to create the best advertising.
There's a passion in what people are doing. There's a pride.
You're constantly seeing how high everyone else around you is raising that bar. So it's like, wow, that's awesome. I really want to work on this.
And actually, I saw this really cool thing that somebody was working on for the Super Bowl that I looked at it. I don't know how they're doing.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun to be a part of and to learn and grow and experience that.
Somebody asked me if this is a lively, enthusiastic kind of place to work, I'd say it sure seems that way to me. And that's the way it was when I was there.
It's because I get to walk in the door every morning and I get to work immediately with a team of people that I really enjoy being with.
I believe that Chicago has a unique view of the Ogilvy brand. I think there's a pride in the brand that is probably as strong, if not stronger, than anywhere else in the network. I think people in Chicago are some of the most resilient, tough, determined people I've ever worked with.
You know, the thing that I love about Ogilvy Chicago is the people. And I think that's it's a wonderful testament to the way the leaders of our agency try to grow this community, are the type and the caliber of people that this agency attracts.
In thinking about doing this, I wondered why would young people caught up in their job of making great advertising care about what a bunch of 80-year-olds said? We had a hard time getting them to listen to us when we were in our 40s.
I would say to him to think about when he was just starting out in the business, a young 20-something, and whether he would want to listen to himself or not. I wouldn't mind listening. I know that much.